In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do sample number 21, which is doing a serged edge. So let me show you what you need to get started. Okay, so you'll get your pattern here, your little template, and you will want to make sure that you mark the grain, going in this direction on the piece. So the piece is not on the paper necessarily straight. So just, again, this is this top edge is clearly a very straight edge. So I can do a perpendicular line here. So I'm going to match this line up here, and then that means that this edge here is straight. So I would just draw myself an arrow right there. So you'll go ahead and you'll cut that out so you have something, like this. And then you'll need to get your fabric, and you'll need to put 2 layers of fabric on top of each other, because we want to end up with 2 of these pieces that are completely identical. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so once you have cut out your 2 identical pieces, you're then going to need to sew them together. So you'll go ahead and we're just doing one side. You'll pin them. You can put your pins in horizontally, of course, and it's a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then after you have sewn this together, it should look something like this. And you will need to iron the seam here open and flat. And then you will need to serge both sides of this seam separately. Then after you have done that, you need to serge the bottom. So if you remember, on the serging machine there's like that little white tab that we kind of use as a guideline. So pretending that my scissors here are the little tab, or I guess the pencil eraser is easier to see. This bottom of this piece is a curve, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Take your time, do it slowly, and during the process just focus on what's happening here. Don't worry that the fabric curves down and off to the side, because by the time you get to the bottom it will just make its way through. What I mean by that is, as you're sewing, you're just kind of guide the fabric, and you'll just keep this slight curve while matching it with the little white tab. And then eventually, you'll just keep going, go over these 2 seam flaps flat and open. So you might have to be really slow here and, keep them held down. And then you'll keep going, and then you'll get to the end like that. So that is how you do serging and on a straight and curved edge.